Have you ever sat in a quiet room and felt the silence grow louder? Not the peaceful kind, but the kind that reminds you no one's around. Maybe the TV is on, maybe a neighbor waves now and then, but deep down, there's this quiet sense of disconnection. If you've felt that, you're not alone. And you're definitely not the only one wondering how to soften that feeling without needing to change your whole life. Today, I want to talk to you like a friend, over a warm cup of tea, maybe, about something gentle, simple, and surprisingly powerful. It's called mindfulness. And no, you don't have to sit cross-legged or chant in a cave. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about finding calm and connection, exactly where you are, with exactly who you are. You see, as we get older, life changes shape. Friends move away. Loved ones pass. The hustle quiets down. And while there's beauty in that stillness, it can also bring a sense of being left behind or overlooked. That's where mindfulness becomes not just a practice, but a lifeline. It helps you reconnect, not just with others, but with yourself. With the present moment. With the small joys that are already around you, just waiting to be noticed. Mindfulness isn't a magic cure, but it is a doorway. And when you step through it, even a little bit, the world feels a touch warmer. A little more alive. More connected. Let me tell you about a woman named Carol. She's 72, lives alone in a quiet suburban neighborhood. Her kids visit once a month, and she fills the days with books, puzzles, and walks when her knees allow it. One day, she told me, "I feel like I'm fading into the wallpaper. Like I'm here, but not really." That stayed with me. Because I think a lot of us have felt that way, like we're watching life from the sidelines instead of living it. Then Carol started something small. Each morning, before her coffee, she'd sit by the window and just notice. The way the light fell through the curtain. The sound of birds hopping in the garden. The smell of her favorite mug warming in her hands. No distractions. No phone. Just 5 minutes of stillness. She called it her soft landing. And over time, she said something began to shift. She didn't feel quite so invisible. The mornings didn't feel as hollow. It wasn't dramatic, but it was real. That's the heart of mindfulness. It invites us to return to the present moment, where life is actually happening. Not in the regrets of yesterday. Not in the worries of tomorrow. But right here. With each breath, each heartbeat, each tiny miracle we often miss because we're lost in thought. Now, I know being present sounds simple, but our minds are tricky. Especially when we've had a lifetime of doing, planning, remembering. They jump from past to future like a restless squirrel. So the first gentle step is this, just noticing. That's all. Just notice. Right now, wherever you are, take a moment. Feel the air on your skin. Notice the weight of your body in the chair. Is there a sound outside the window? Can you feel your breath, cool as you inhale, warm as you exhale? You've just practiced mindfulness. That tiny pause, that one moment of awareness, is where it begins. And here's the beautiful part, there's no way to do it wrong. You can't fail. Your mind will wander, that's okay. Just gently bring it back, again and again, like returning to an old friend. No pressure. No judgment. It can be as simple as breathing. In fact, one of the most calming practices I often recommend is called the 5-breath reset. You don't need a timer or any fancy technique. You simply stop what you're doing and take 5 slow, gentle breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. With each breath, you let go of tension, of thought, of worry. Just 5 breaths. It takes less than a minute, but the effect can be grounding, centering, even healing. There's something else I want to share, a little secret, really. When we give our attention to the present moment, even in the smallest ways, we start to feel more connected. Not just to ourselves, but to everything. You begin to notice the subtle rhythm of the day, the sparkle of light on a leaf, the way your hands still remember how to knit or stir a pot of soup. You begin to remember that you are part of something, even when it feels like the world is far away. Mindfulness reminds us that we are not alone. We are here. We are alive. And that matters. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to sit still for 30 minutes. You don't have to empty your mind. Spoiler, no one does. All you need is a little willingness to notice the life that's already happening around you and within you. A good way to start is to find what I call your anchor. For Carol, it was the morning light. For someone else, it might be a hot cup of tea, the feeling of warm water over your hands as you wash the dishes, or the rhythm of your feet on the ground during a walk. Your anchor is something simple, something ordinary, that brings you into your body and back to the moment. And when you find it, let it be your touchstone. Return to it often. Let it remind you that you are safe, you are here, and you are enough. So if you've been feeling a little distant from the world, or maybe even from yourself, just remember, it's never too late to come back home to the present. It doesn't require anything more than your attention. And that's something you've carried with you all along. Let's take another breath together. Slowly in, and out. You might be surprised how powerful something as ordinary as your breath can be. It's with you all the time. You don't need to buy anything or go anywhere. That's the beauty of mindfulness, it doesn't demand more from you, it invites you to simply pay attention to what's already here. And here's something else I want you to know, your emotions matter. All of them. The joy, the sadness, the quiet longing, even the frustration. Especially as we age, emotions can feel heavier, and sometimes, more complex. The people we miss, the changes in our bodies, the pace of life slowing down, it's natural to feel overwhelmed now and then. But mindfulness gives us a gentle way to sit with those feelings without being swallowed by them. Imagine sitting next to your emotion instead of being inside it. You don't have to push it away or fix it. You just acknowledge it. Ah, I see you. You're here. I'm listening. There's something healing about being seen, even if it's by ourselves. Let me tell you about a gentleman named Henry. He's 78 and lost his wife a few years back. They were together for over 5 decades. Since her passing, he said the hardest part isn't the quiet evenings or the meals alone, it's the unexpected waves of memory. The sound of a song. The scent of her perfume on an old scarf. He said, some days, it knocks the wind out of me. We talked about mindfulness, and Henry tried something simple. The next time he felt that wave of emotion, instead of trying to distract himself or bottle it up, he sat with it. He placed his hand on his heart, closed his eyes, and said softly, this is grief. It's heavy. But I'm okay. And then, he breathed. Slowly, tenderly. He said it didn't make the sadness disappear, but it helped him feel less alone in it. Less afraid. That's the quiet strength of mindfulness. It helps you meet whatever is showing up in your life, with a soft heart and open hands. And when practiced regularly, something beautiful begins to happen. You start noticing things you hadn't seen before. Maybe it's the way sunlight dances on your kitchen counter. The way your cat blinks slowly when it's feeling safe. The rhythm of your own breath while reading a good book. Life stops rushing past. It starts becoming richer, deeper, more alive. You might be thinking, that sounds lovely, but I'm not sure I have the time or patience to make this a daily habit. I hear you. Life already feels full enough, appointments, medications, routines. But here's the thing, mindfulness doesn't need an hour of your day. It can live in the tiny cracks. When you're brushing your teeth, feel the movement of your hand, the sound of water running, the coolness of the rinse. That's mindfulness. When you're sipping tea, hold the cup in both hands, notice the warmth, inhale the aroma. That's mindfulness. Even when you're feeling irritated or bored, yes, even then, you can pause, breathe, and ask, what am I feeling right now? What's happening in my body? No judgment, just curiosity. Think of it like watering a plant. A little each day keeps it alive. And over time, it grows stronger, more rooted. That's how mindfulness works in your life. It becomes a steady friend, a quiet presence you can return to, no matter what kind of day you're having. And here's something else I find comforting: you don't have to do this alone. Even just by watching this video, you've joined a quiet community of people who, like you, want to feel more grounded, more at peace, more connected. That sense of belonging? It's real. We're in this together. I often tell people to find a gentle rhythm. Maybe it's taking 3 mindful breaths before each meal. Maybe it's placing your hand over your heart in the morning and saying, I'm here, and that's enough. Or maybe it's looking out the window and really seeing the world outside, the clouds moving, the leaves shifting, the light changing. These aren't small things. They're life-giving. There's one more story I'd like to share, about a woman named Maria. She's 69 and recently moved to a new town after downsizing. She didn't know anyone there and said the evenings felt particularly lonely. So she started a practice she called the evening pause. Each night, before bed, she would sit with a notebook and write down 3 things she noticed that day. Not big things, just real things. The color of her neighbor's flowers. The way her soup tasted. A memory that surfaced while folding laundry. After a few weeks, she told me, it's like I'm building a friendship with my own life. I thought that was such a beautiful way to describe mindfulness. Because that's what it really is, a way to come home to yourself. To build a bridge between the person you are today and the moments that make up your day. And the more you practice, the more you realize, you're never truly alone. You have yourself. You have the present moment. And there is comfort there, even if the world outside feels quiet. So if today feels heavy, or if you've been carrying a loneliness that lingers, just remember, you can always return to your breath. To your body. To the soft, steady ground beneath your feet. And in that space, you might find a little peace. A little joy. A quiet knowing that you are part of something bigger than your worries. Sometimes, what we're really missing isn't people or plans or places, it's presence. The kind where we feel seen, even if it's just by ourselves. The kind where we know, in the quiet of a moment, that we are still here. That we matter. And that how we feel, especially in the stillness of our days, deserves attention, not avoidance. Now, if mindfulness has felt a bit abstract so far, that's okay. It often starts that way. But I want you to trust that the more you lean into it, the more real it becomes. Like muscle memory, or the rhythm of a favorite old song. It begins to live in your body, in the way you respond to life instead of react to it. In the way you pause before rushing. In how you breathe when the world around you feels a little too loud, or far too quiet. One simple practice you can try, especially in moments of loneliness, is what I like to call, coming home. It's easy. You close your eyes, place one hand on your chest, and gently say to yourself, I am here. That's it. Just those 3 words, I am here. Because sometimes, that's all we need, to come home to ourselves. To feel anchored in a world that keeps shifting around us. And let's not pretend this is always easy. Some days, mindfulness feels like a warm blanket. Other days, it feels like sitting in a room with 1,000 restless thoughts and no clear way out. But both are okay. Both are part of the practice. What matters is that you keep showing up. Even if it's just for a minute. Even if it's just one deep breath taken with awareness. That one breath? It can change the tone of your entire day. And if you ever feel like giving up on it, I want you to remember something. Every time you choose to be kind to yourself, even just by pausing, you're creating space for healing. Every time you breathe instead of bracing, you're reminding your body that it's safe to relax. That you don't need to be in control of everything. That right now is enough. A viewer once told me she started a tiny ritual after watching a video like this. Each morning, before getting out of bed, she whispers to herself, "I get to be here." Not, "I have to," but, "I get to." And those words shifted something deep inside her. It's not about ignoring pain or pretending to be happy all the time, it's about honoring life. The life that still moves through you. The life that still wants to be felt. Mindfulness doesn't promise to fix everything. It's not a cure-all. But it does offer something just as powerful, a way to befriend yourself. A way to hold your heart with gentleness instead of criticism. A way to listen to your thoughts without always believing them. A way to walk through life with more curiosity and less fear. And at this stage of life, that's a gift worth embracing. Because after everything you've lived through, all the joys, the losses, the learning, don't you deserve to feel at peace within yourself? You deserve stillness without shame. You deserve quiet that feels nourishing, not lonely. And you deserve to feel connected, to the breath in your lungs, the ground beneath your feet, and the beautiful truth that you are still growing, still unfolding. If you've been watching this video and something stirred inside you, even a small moment of recognition or relief, I hope you hold on to that. That's your inner wisdom waking up. That's your heart reminding you that it's never too late to begin again. Maybe your beginning is sitting on the porch for 5 minutes each morning, just listening. Maybe it's journaling your thoughts without judgment. Maybe it's lighting a candle and sitting with your breath each night before bed. Whatever your practice looks like, let it be yours. Let it be simple. Let it be real. And if you ever doubt whether it's working, just ask yourself, do I feel more at ease? Do I feel less alone? Even a little bit? That's your answer. That's your progress. As we close today, I want to thank you for sharing this space with me. For showing up, for yourself. That's not always easy to do. But you did it. And that matters. If something we talked about today spoke to your heart, I'd love to hear from you. Maybe share your thoughts in the comments, what resonated with you, or how you've been practicing mindfulness in your own life. You never know who your words might comfort or inspire. If you found this video helpful, consider giving it a like. It helps others find it too. And if you'd like more gentle guidance like this, feel free to subscribe to the channel. There's a whole community here, quietly growing, just like you. Remember, you are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are part of this moment, this breath, this life, and that is more than enough. So here's to being kind to ourselves. To finding peace in the present. And to living our best, most mindful life, at any age. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.